everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be my first update for my Perfume Project Pan. The official update date would be midway through July. However, I am filming this update a little bit early because I have finished all of the samples I put into this project and I do want to film my makeup inventory later this month, and before that I want to film my empties, and before that I want to film this video. And anyways, I do want to bring in some new samples to work on, and I also do have some thoughts about the full-size perfume. So I do have in this project one full-size perfume, and this one is the Eden Perfumes Daisy. So Eden Perfumes is a brand from the UK that makes vegan and natural dupes for popular perfumes, and this is of course a dupe for the Marc Jacobs Daisy, which used to be my favorite perfume back in the days. And I'm really shocked about the progress I was able to make. You can see up there, that line, it's a little bit faded. I have made a ton of progress and I have only used this perfume for 13 times. Now, when I count my uses for perfume, what I count as one use is if I wear a perfume for a specific day, for a specific look, for a specific outfit. So what I don't count is reapplication, and this totally needs to be reapplied. And then also what I don't count as a use, I have not done it with this necessarily, but I have done it with my samples, is that sometimes I may spray one sample on one wrist, another sample on one wrist in the evening, for example, just to compare the perfumes. So that I don't count as a use. But yeah, I don't do it with this one because I'm really familiar with this perfume. This one smells exactly like Marc Jacobs Daisy when I smell it from here or when I spray it on. However, the scent just disappears in just a couple of hours. So because of that, I do reapply this. Typically once or twice a day, but honestly I can spray it on like in every hour and it will just disappear. The performance is not there anymore, and because of that I actually do want to finish this one before the next update. I'm anyways starting to be kinda over of this scent. It reminds me of my 20s and I feel I have just moved on. I don't think this is something that only young people can wear. Like, you know, some perfumes, they are just really kind of like teenagery, young adult sort of things, but I think this is pretty versatile when it comes to age. But I have just moved on from this scent and I do prefer different type of scents nowadays. So I do want to finish this. Right now I'm just at home and it's pretty easy for me to reapply a perfume throughout the day, while next summer most likely I will be working the entire summer. I don't want to then have to worry about the perfume that disappears before I even get to work. So yeah, I would rather just finish this now. So my main goal for the next update is to finish this perfume. This one for me is truly a daytime perfume. I'm going to roll in some samples so that if I get bored I can have some variety, but this is what I'm prioritizing right now. But before talking about the new samples, let's go through the ones that I put in the intro. So I put here 8 samples and I was able to finish all of them. Now I'm not going to do an in-depth review of these, but I will just quickly tell you what I think about the perfume. So I did put here 5 samples from Kayali. So first, the Eden Juicy Apple. This one is a really sweet apple scent. I quite enjoy the way I smell the days that I used this, but it's maybe one of those that is a little bit too youthful for me, and I felt that I kind of smell like half of my age. I don't say you need to be a certain age to wear a certain perfume. You can wear whatever you want to, but it just feels like a teenager getting their first perfume. So yeah, while it smells good, not necessarily my kind of scent. It took me 5 times to use this one. Then I did have a sample of the another Eden perfume, so Eden Sparkling Lychee. I did enjoy the scent more than the Juicy Apple. I do think this is a little bit more sophisticated while still being sweet and young and fun. But yeah, there was just something a little bit more elevated about this perfume and I quite enjoyed it. However, the performance wasn't that great. I only used it once or so, I have marked here. I had used it a couple of times before, but this was one of those that had to be reapplied throughout the day. So I really do enjoy the way this smells, but I wouldn't spend my own money to this one because Kayali perfumes, they're not cheap, and for that price I would expect my perfume to last longer than 3 to 4 hours what I could get out of this one. Okay, then I do have another kind of like fruity scent. So Lovefest Burning Cherry, I really hated this one. This perfume or this sample taught me that I do not like the cherry note. It's just so sickly sweet and comes across really artificial to me, really. So yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. It took me 8 times to use this. I had only used it once before, somewhere in winter, when I got the sample set where this came from. It had been sitting in my collection waiting to be used because it's not something that I would reach for organically. So I kind of had to force myself to use this. I'm glad it's done now. I learned I do not like the cherry note, but it was a lot of days when I was really not happy with the way I smell. Then I do have the Wedding Silk Santal. This perfume is something that a lot of people rave about and they say it's so beautiful, and honestly I was a little bit let down. This one came from a limited edition collection. Was it a year or 2 ago? I'm not sure because when it launched I wasn't that much into perfume yet, but for something to be from a limited edition wedding themed collection, I found this one to be maybe a little bit boring. This is something that I would wear to work every day in spring and summertime. I don't know, I expected something more special. But it was a pleasant one to use. I used it 3 times in this project and I had used it at least a couple of times before. The last Kayali one, the Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. This one I used twice, and actually I did get from this one the 10ml travel bottle because I wasn't quite sure if I enjoyed the perfume enough to get a full-size bottle, and I have been using this one now in summer and I got to say I really do love this perfume. It's not necessarily an everyday perfume for me, but if I want to have a floral scent, like a rosy scent, I really do love this. This is really a rose perfume. It is a spicy, soft, really delicious rose. I really do enjoy it. So right now I do think that eventually I want to get the full-size bottle, but before that I do have plenty left in my travel bottle, so I need to finish that first. Maybe at some point I will put that to this project, but not quite yet. I do want to work on the old perfumes first. Then I recently got some Lattafa perfumes and I put 2 into this project in the intro. So Haya is supposed to do Juicy Couture perfumes. I used to have one back in the days. And yeah, I didn't enjoy this. This one is just a little bit too youthful, but then it's not even vanilla or something else that I really enjoy in a perfume. It's just kind of like boring. The another Lattafa sample that I put into this project is the Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited. Now, this one is a creamy coconut vanilla perfume, so I wanted to see how this compares to Mancera Holidays or Cocoa Vanille, and I got to say it doesn't. First of all, I think this one smells quite bad. There is something weird in this scent, and also it doesn't last as well as the Mancera's. So yeah, it took me 5 times to finish this one. And did I mention the Haya I used 3 times? Then the last sample that I put into this project in the intro is the Mancera Holidays. From Mancera I do have a full size of Cocoa Vanille, and it is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, summertime perfume. It is just so pretty. Here it is. It is a really sweet coconut vanilla scent, as the name suggests, but this one has some floral tear, which makes it really feminine, while Holidays, in my opinion, is way more unisex. It is sweet, yes, but it also has a lot of saltiness there, which throws me off a little bit. So Cocoa Vanille just is more my style, but this was enjoyable to use. I used it twice in this project to finish it. Okay, so those were the samples that I put into this project in the intro, and then I do have 6 more that we are going to roll in now. Where should we start? Let's start with Lattafa. I did put here 3 Lattafa perfumes. So first, Bade'e Al Oud Sublime. Now this one is supposed to be a dupe for that KayaliEden Juicy Apple. So it is a sweet apple scent, and yeah, from here it smells really similar to the Kayali. This one totally is like an everyday perfume for me. I am going to prioritize the Daisy from Eden Perfumes on everyday, but if I wear the same exact perfume for every single day, I might get a little bit bored, so I do want to put here some samples so that I have options. But this one is a really summery perfume in my opinion, so I will try to use this one now in July. Then another Lattafa perfume, the Ansaam Gold. This one actually smells really beautiful. When I smell it from here, there's something that throws me off, but then when I spray it on skin, I don't smell it. This is supposed to dupe one of the Perfumes, the Marley perfumes. I'm kind of curious if I want to get this or not. I'm not allowing myself to purchase any perfume before Black Friday, but I want to know if it is something I would get on Black Friday. And another one is the Teriaq from Lattafa. This one is a sweet caramel perfume. So I think this is something that I would be more into the closer we get to fall. Now that we are in summer, this might be a little bit sweet, gourmandy. Then I do have here another Mancera sample, and this is Sicily. So as I mentioned, the Cocoa Vanille from Mancera is my favorite summertime perfume right now. I just absolutely love it. But for some days it might be kind of like a little bit too sweet and feminine, and I would like to have something a little bit more fresh and maybe citrusy. So I wanted to sample Sicily because of that. I have only worn it once and I quite enjoyed it, but right now I cannot tell if I would purchase a full-size bottle of this because Mancera is another brand. The prices are a little bit higher, not the most expensive by any means, but still for me to pay Mancera price tag for a perfume, I would need to absolutely love it. So it's interesting to see now that I am putting it into this project, how I feel about it afterwards. Maybe I should get some other Lattafa samples because Lattafa price tag is lower. But yeah, this one is a citrusy perfume and for sure it's really everyday appropriate. So an option if I feel like I don't want to wear the Daisy perfume for that day. And then I'm going to put in 2 Montale samples, and these I will say are not everyday. And honestly, I don't expect myself to use these before we get closer to the end of August. But if I'm going to film at the next update midway through September, it shouldn't be too difficult to get these used up. So these are the Montale Ristretto Intense Cafe and Arabians Tonka. These perfumes smell absolutely amazing. So good. But I just don't know if they are something I want to add to my collection because they're not everyday perfumes. The price tag is not really cheap. I mean, it is around 100 euros or a little bit more for Montale. And yeah, I don't know how much I actually would get wear out of them. So they would be really like special occasion perfumes for me. So now I want to figure out if I like them enough to get them for being something that for the most part sits in my collection and I will wear quite rarely, because realistically these are so strong that I cannot see myself wearing these to work or somewhere or just when I'm hanging at home. For filming maybe if I want to feel a specific way, and then for special occasion for date night. Ristretto Intense Coffee is really like a rose vanilla coffee perfume. Oh my god, smells so beautiful. I will say I tried the Mancera Roses Vanille sample and it's similar to this, but that one was just like sickly sweet. I think the coffee here makes this a little bit more grown up and that's why I like this way better. So I actually decluttered the Mancera Roses Vanille sample. And then the Arabians Tonka. This is one of the strongest perfumes that I have ever smelled. It is really spicy. This one just smells so good, but yeah, we'll have to see. So I'm putting these perfumes into this project now. If I can finish them before the next update, great. If not, that's not a problem. But yeah, as I said, these are special occasion scents for me for sure. But yeah, that was everything for this video. The next update will probably be around midway through September, unless for whatever reason I decide to film early that time also. But yeah, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.